Hello, Jen Hoffman from healthymoving.com here. I am back with another Q&A video. So this question comes from Elizabeth. She said, Jen, I'm someone who suffers from a lot of hip and lower back pain. I have ever since having my third child a couple of years ago. I absolutely loved the video that you shared about how to change up the way I'm standing to help support my hip, back, and pelvic floor health. I'm wondering, what other ways can I change how I'm moving throughout the day to support the health of this part of my body? Thanks so much for all the insight that you share. Thank you, Elizabeth. You are so very welcome. So I will put a link to the video I did about changing up the way you're standing, but when I read Elizabeth's question, it reminded me of a bigger discussion that I think is important to have. In the video, I talked about how to stand so that you can strengthen the posterior chain, and I talked about the importance of glute strength and hamstring strength for your hips, your pelvic floor, and your back. And that is absolutely true. But one of the things I want to be cautious about is making you think that there is one right way to do particular kinds of movement. Because when we see, oh, wow, I've been standing in this way that is less than optimal. Oh, she showed me this other way. We can start to think the first one was wrong and the second one is right. The problem with that is that there really isn't one right way to do things. And instead, what we want to be looking at, and what that exercise and the way that I changed up standing really helps to do, is take a broader look at what movement nutrients might you be deficient in your current moving around habits. Because your body, just like it needs a wide variety of food nutrients, it needs a wide variety of movement nutrients. And if you think about how most of us spend our days, pretty sedentary, it's in the same positions over and over. So when we're talking about the health of the hips and the back, or we're talking about the health of the core or any other part of the body, what we really want to say is, okay, what ways am I not moving in? What are my regular what movement rut am I in? And how can I add some variety to that? So that's what we want to think about when we're thinking about our day, is like, okay, what kind of things am I doing all the time and how can I get some variety there? Building posterior strength, not a lot that most of us are doing in our everyday routine builds posterior strength. So that's something that many of us are missing, and we want to find ways to do that. But the other thing to think about is the front side of that equation, which is that a lot of us are spending a ton of time in hip flexion, which is the position at the hip of sitting. It's where your thigh and your pelvis are in this kind of right angle. That's a movement that a lot of us have plenty of in our diet. So we want to say, maybe riding a bike isn't the best form of physical activity for someone who sits all day, because the hip is still in flexion during the activity of riding a bike. We want to say, how can I get some other movements at the hip in my day, and just to have variety? Because there isn't one right way, but there is a way to say, how do I add more variety to this? So because the hip and back became such a big subject in that video, I thought I would put out a whole series of classes on the hip and back, and of course, make them free for a little while. So you can get all the information on that at healthymoving.com/community class. It's 4 different classes to give you a ton of fun different ways you can move around the hip joint to support your hip, pelvic floor, and low back health. So you can check those out there. They're only free for a limited time, so be sure to head over there and check them out. They're going to go into my coaching and challenge program library for my students there. So check them out while they are available now. But think variety, not one right way to move. That's the ultimate goal. How many different ways can you use your body? What parts of you are you neglecting that need a little bit more love? Where do you need more strength? Where do you need more mobility? And how can you fit that into your day? That's what I'm passionate about helping you all do. So check that out, healthymoving.com/community class. Thank you so much. If you have a question you would like me to answer, feel free to post it in the comments on this video or email it to me, Jen at healthymoving.com. Thanks so much.